Welcome back another crazy tutorial, and in this video we're going to basically update our game. Not only just update, we're basically continuing our PUBG series. Okay, last video we learned how we can create the weapon switching system, but that's not working 100%. So in this video we're going to do that. So for example, if we have M4, once we press this button, it should be attached in our bag and the AKM should be switched in our hand like this. So once we do that, and again if I press this thing, it should be changed. So let's fix this issue why it's not switching. First we need to open and let's check the system that why it's not working. For example, in the switching weapon is basically executing if the weapon stock is available, blah blah blah, it's doing. Okay, we can do with first time like this, and we can use here a code called flip and flop. So you can search flip and just scroll down and you should be fine here called flip and flop. If it's not coming, you can search here manually. Flip oh come on man, flip fl flip flop. Why is that flip? That is the flip flop. Okay, so the first time it should be do this, and the second time whatever is doing doesn't matter. It should be do the opposite one. Okay, if it's a valid at that case. So simply we can copy these lines of code and copy and paste it here, and once you paste at here, now we can do like this. If it's valid, with the if valid, and then it should be do like this. Compile, save. Let's check if it's work or not, otherwise we need to do something else. Okay, first time switch, second time switched. Yep, the looping system is now working. So as you can see, we have AKM and it's basically switch, and second time we have M4 and it's doing that. So that is basically the simplest way to do the weapon switching system. Okay, now we have the weapon switching system. Now let's place some animation with that yeah, it's basically switching that animation, because in our animation sector we have basically now we have Discord channel, so you can join there, and also you have any type of question, or if you want to send me any log, you can just go there and join, and you can send me. Also we have Telegram channel, so you can join there too. You can follow us in our Facebook page or visit my profile, and you can download my game from Google Play Store. If you have any personal project or you want to just send me personally something, so you can send me Gmail on my Gmail ID. Also in LinkedIn, you can get my paid course from Udemy, link in the description below. Also you get my plugins, assets and other stuff in my Epic Marketplace account, link in the description below. Equip animation. So because the equip should be used with a montage, so we need to convert that into a montage animation. So right mouse, create and create a montage, and we'll be just leave it like this, like a montage sector. And before that, I want to preview some that, or I want to basically check that did I create the I create the basic montage system, so I can able to play this stuff. So in the area of this branch, okay, so we need to give a position. With that, the specific position is will blend basically all this stuff. So we'll be switch with spin 0, and then we'll be set it like this. Use mass split rotation, compile, save. Now we can go to our main player, and we can search at that play montage, or you can search that play montage, and there is a lots of code available. We can use this one. This is the most easiest way code to run the montage basically. So what do we do on the switching sector? It simply connect like this, and now on that we need to basically check that at which duration is basically switching this weapon. Like it's basically taking her hand basically on bag like this. I'm seeing on 0.53 milliseconds. So we can go to a player and let's add a delay node that 0.53, and then we can connect with the complete node. Now compile, save, and let's try with the play. Now let me just simply pick a weapon, this one, this one, and if I click on this, yep, it's basically doing what I want. Let's try with, yeah, it's also basically blending the animation. Like we are basically switching at that time, it's basically what, it's basically playing that animation. That's what we need basically. So that is quite enough good. Now our core or the main motive is done, that creating the weapon switching system, and the bugs has been now fixed. Even we improve the animation. Okay, that's great. We have now, even we can have two M416. So if you want, you can do the this change up. It's total depends on you. Okay, now we have a M416. Now because we have a weapon and we already create the animation sector, so let's give some tag at here, so it will be easiest to understand what we did. So this is for the weapon switching system. So let's add here the data, the weapon switching system. So this is basically the switching. So let's give it name that, oh, we need to connect that. So let's select them all with this, grab that on bottom, and let's make this, whoa, go brother, go on up, should be stay at here. Okay, now at here we can basically do like this. Let's give it a comment that SWIT switch system, and let's change the color to you can give any color, whatever you want, like this. It will be very great. Okay, that is basically the switching color or the switching system, and this is for the pickupping system. Okay, and now suppose you have weapon, and maybe some of cases you might be need to drop the weapon. So if you want to create that weapon drop system, it's totally depends on you. Would you want to basically drop the weapons? Suppose you have basically the M416, and then just suppose you have basically the AKM also. Okay, now if you want to create basically the drop system, okay, in TTP or most of TTP game doesn't need or actually need the drop system. Most of it we can convert with a switch system, but if you still want that it should be basically drop or a player able to drop the weapon, so let's do that system. Okay, so for creating that drop system we need to use the line trace. The line trace basically allow us to basically it's basically allow us to we can basically the surface and the surface position and etc. So we can add a arrow and a double arrow, and with this arrow we can basically specify that at which location is basically spawning or where we want to spawn that our gun. So we can enable our grid, so anchor point, and it should be like this. And now let's give some space so we can able to drop that. Okay, at this position it should be line trace that. So what we'll be do is we can go to event graph, and just this is a basically drop location executor. So we can, if you want, you can change the name. In my case I'm not want to change, but let's change it like drop post. Okay, now we can go to event graph, and now let's create oh wait, I forget to create note it to pick up system, and let's give it a color to a purple color. Okay, it's nice. Now let's create the drop system. The drop system is totally basically very easy. Okay, some of cases if you have some advanced logic at that time it can be harder for you, otherwise the drop system is very easy. Okay, now let's create a custom event called drop using weapon. So what does this mean? That which weapon we are basically using, we can drop that specific gun, not any other gun. So what will we do on the dropping section, basically because in the switching or in the picking it's basically getting a specific location that in which stock we are basically using. or basically which one is now active. So that is the basically the main step, that in UR which one is currently is available. Okay, in F stock we can see like this. So what you can do, we can create here a variable called master using actor, and at here we can give it to the object type is the actor reference. So go to actor and actor ref. So what will we do, in the switching section, which one is basically UR, that is basically the using that rifle. Okay, so in the using rifle we want to set that reference. So in the drop section we can basically remove that. So at here on the UR, if it's valid, then it should be do this, or otherwise if it's this one, so let's connect this, and now for this one it should be do this, and for this it should be do this, because we are basically using the UR which I'm basically connecting in our using stock. Okay, because we have now the specific weapon class which one we want to drop, so now we can search that detach. So detach, you can search that detach, there should become, if it's not coming, let's search detach and actor detach. That is the basically the code that detach from actor, and then we can simple connect with our target and just simple drag and drop, and in the location set it to keep world, and then rotation keep world, the scale should be keep world, and because we want to specific that destroy location or the set location, so set actor location. Okay, that is basically set up the actor location. So once it's detached, what will be do, it will be get basically the line trace. So it will be do a line trace. So line trace by channel, so you can search like line trace by channel, and you can simply connect that here you can search get all oh sorry, you need to get our arrow, because this is specific arrow basically position in the drop. So get world location. With that we need to basically forward vector, and from that we need to multiply it. So we the multiply should be oh sorry, we need to multiply with the forward vector, and it should be in a single float percentage, and it should be 3000, and then at here will be basically add or operator with plus the value, and this value is basically our end, and this is our start, and at here we set it to complex track and compile save. At the hit we need to can get the hit result. At the hit result, it basically at which location is basically hitting. Okay, so make sure it should be hit, otherwise it's not should be do that. So simply if it's hitting at that time, it should be in the impact point, it should be basically swipe that actor. So if it's, for example, if it's not, so it will be don't do anything, so it will be basically spawn in, you know, whatever location it was. Okay, now let's connect the drop weapon. So we can create a button for the drop item. So you can go to blueprints, display items, oh sorry, in the item CY. So at here you can create basically a, I'm not sure, you can create a button. So simply copy paste, and now we can write here that the drop. So you can remove the tags if you want, and you can drag one more tags, and let's set it to drop. Okay, and let's change the value to 18 because this is for drop. You can do like this. Set the anchor point at here. So on the drop, on clicked, then we'll be get our main player ref. From that it should be drop that basically the using weapon, compile save, and click on save. Okay, we have basically drop. So for example, we are using M416. So if I drop, it should be work. Okay, it's saying that the casting node blah blah blah. Okay, why it's not? Because in a switching section we don't have that which specific item we are doing. So at here on the pickup section, what will we do is basically on this one, that on pickupping system, it should, once it's basically executing in the master actor ref, it should be at that specific data. Doesn't matter it is a weapon or weapon 1, it should be at. So what I'm going to do, from that reference it should be set in the first time. So even if it's the first time for him to pick speaking that weapon, you have that reference. So like this, and then if I click on drop, it should be dot read property, the non object, easy main set actor. Okay, line trace, it's hit, master. At the master is basically should be pick the weapon. Okay, let's try with switching weapon. Let me just try. AKM, just suppose I have this one AKM, and if I click drop, yep, on the switching it's working. I'm not sure why in the picking it's not doing. Oh, in the before picking it's basically clearing that class, that's why it's happened that it's not working. So what I'm going to do, I just remove this code, lines of code, and attach it here, and on this with the sequence node, it should be set up that reference, so we are able to have that weapon ref. So for example, I have now F416, and if I press drop, oh man, it's basically at the time once it's pick, it's basically clearing that specific data. So what I need to do at here, if it's a valid, okay, or if it's a valid, okay, so I will check that which one is valid basically. Okay, so we can basically the picking system, if it's valid, it should be do this, or I guess we can do from here, and then we can do this, and we will be do this, and then with the valid we can connect like this. So even now that is the same condition that we just basically want to choose. So what basically I want that it's basically do this, and then copy again, paste, play, saved. So for example, I have 1416, I will drop. Yep, it's dropping. Oh, we need to make sure the line trace should be work properly, it's not should be do anything fault. So I'll be added with my capsule, so it will be never rotate. So if I even search in any direction after picking, it should be spawn in the right way, but I'm not sure what is the basic issue, why it's basically dropping that in a useless position. Oh yep, it's doing that basically. Drop, it's dropped but it didn't do properly. So drop, yep, it's basically I guess the capsule is working. So the rotation should be, let's change the rotation rule to keep reactive. Now if I pick that and check like this, yep, it's basically working what I want or what I'm looking. So at the drop on the hidden location, I can split that, and I can break that structure, and I can connect the XY. At the for the Z, I will multiply with that because I want to spawn that weapon sum up. So I will connect with the true value, and click on save, play, and click on play, and drop. That's just too much value. Let's give it to 0.6, play, a weapon dropping. What is drop? Hey, even I'm not sure why it's dropped that weapon. Let's give value to 1. Let's increase that Z to 0.4. Let's change that to 1.23. No, 1.2. Yep, 1.2 should be work. Play, drop. Yep, look, it's working. Basically what I want, that it should be spawn some up. Okay, now once we are basically spawning, dropping that specific weapon which one we are using, doesn't matter, it's basically the master using one or what. At here what I want, that it should be clear the data too, which basically this was. So what I'm going to do, I'll be check if it's valid equal with my this reference. So I can search that valid node. Yeah, I can search that valid. So is valid. If that's valid, equals, there's this boolean available. Okay, doesn't matter. So if it's valid with this, or otherwise if it's not, and if it's valid with this one. Okay, so if it's not valid with this, and then so we have the f2 stroke, and for this one it will be to the same equals, and like this if it's not valid this one or which one it is basically, and we can verify this condition at the last like this, which one is basically dropping. Okay, depends on that situation. If it's f1 or f2, the data should be clear like this, and after then using all, the data should be totally clear from my stock. And then will be set the position to depends on what suppose I have the weapon position, it should be subtract with the 1, and it should be set that value. Okay, and at the all item ref, I guess we don't need this stuff, but yeah, let's do. So now at here, once I have, even if I press on drop, and if I try to switch, even it will be switch, but we don't have any gun reference. So if I pick again one more, it will be attached, so it can drop, and I can pick the AKM and I can drop that. Okay, now let's set up the reload weapon system, that once we drop we can able to pick it. So as you know that we are basically changing that collision once it's basically with picking. So at here what will we do, before drop that weapon, okay, at the class before executing the dropping system, okay, like this part. So what will we do at here, it will be simply enable the quartz control within physics, this one, the quartz probably, and the target should be our weapon. And if by default it can't find that specific data, so I guess before clearing that data I have able to get this stock basically. Yeah, so it's mean that I need to create 2 more code at here on this before clearing that data. Like I need some more space at here. So what I need, like if it's true, so the f1 should be in a quartz physics, then at here it should be the same, and then it can refresh that data, because we don't need that more, like this. like this. At here we can do this, compile, save, play. So if we be able drop that weapon, so in the next time we are able to pick that weapon. So that is basically the weapon picking and the dropping system. Okay, so I hope you understand, and thank you so much for watching, guys. See you in next tutorial video. Now we have Discord channel, so you can join there, and also you have any type of question, or if you want to send me any log, you can just go there and join, and you can send me. Also we have Telegram channel, so you can join there too. You can follow us in our Facebook page or visit my profile, and you can download my game from Google Play Store. If you have any personal project or you want to just send me personally something, so you can send me Gmail on my Gmail ID. Also in LinkedIn, you can get my paid course from Udemy, link in the description below. Also you get my plugins, assets and other stuff in my Epic Marketplace account, link in the description below.